Even though I filmed my first Barely 30 diaries about a month ago, I feel like a lot has changed. I finally got to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. It's now over 1.2k subscribers, so it's still growing. I started prefacing my videos talking about how I'm neurodivergent, and that brought a lot of other neurodivergent folks to my channel. And one of my videos is actually going pretty viral right now, at least viral to my standards. So now is a better time than ever to give a little bit of a life update. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Janelle. I'm 30 years old. I live with my partner and our 2 cats. I love growth and personal development and just talk about things in general that involve being a person in their early 30s. In today's vlog, I kind of wanted to talk about how we can achieve our goals without burning out, because like I said, a lot of you shared that you were neurodivergent, and I will talk a little bit about where I'm at with that, but I also wanted to talk and think about how we can be mindful of ourselves going forward into 2024. Right now, at the beginning of the year, everything's so exciting and new, and we want to go all in on all of our goals, but we have to be proactive about taking care of ourselves, which is not exclusive to neurodivergent folks. I personally don't have it all figured out, but that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to try and figure out what works for us, and we'll see how things go. I'm actually super busy today. I have a video that was supposed to come out today, but it looks like I'm gonna have to postpone it to tomorrow. And I also have a bunch of goals for this month that I have yet to get started on. So I'm probably gonna chat more with you later when I have a little bit more time. I love how the sun starts to come out right after I'm done filming the intro to my video with the gloomy weather. It's been a few hours and I'm still editing my video, but I'm determined to finish it today. I just uploaded my latest video, which is my January reset, and it is actually quite a sunny day today. I wish I had filmed the intro today instead of yesterday, but no matter. Today's probably gonna be less of a busy day since I don't have a whole video to edit, and that video is kind of long. I did not expect to spend literally all day on that video. I guess I should have expected it since it took me like a couple hours to film that, and it ended up being like 34 minutes, so it is quite a long video. And I also cut out a lot of things, so I would have talked about more stuff in that video if I had not cut out a bunch of it. So today's less of a busy day though. I have a lot of laundry to fold, and I also wanted to work on some of my goals, which I actually haven't started on. So if we look at my habit tracker, I've been doing pretty well on journaling and cycling so far, doing my stationary bike so far, and I also wanted to work on studying Portuguese and also doing leet code problems. And then, as I said in my January reset, that I wanted to declutter as well, but I'm not going to be super strict on myself with that. So really, I just wanted to do studying Portuguese and doing my leet code problems. I am behind on my leet code problems, so I don't know if I'll be able to finish all of them by the end of January. As I've said multiple times on this channel, we're not really here to focus on like success or failure. We're more focused on like progress. And actually, before we start chatting some more, I feel like I should make some coffee. So let me do that real quick and I'll come back to this. Okay, so I have my coffee now and I feel a little bit better to chat more. Yesterday, after I finished editing my video, I watched it together with Alex, and as I was watching it and throughout the whole editing process, actually, I felt like I wasn't really highlighting how grateful I was for all of the new subscribers and how many people had watched my 2024 Notion tour video. So at the end of that video, I added like, I'm so grateful for all of you. I forgot exactly what I said, but you all are literally changing my life. I feel like this is the start of something super great. I am so grateful to every single one of you. But what I really wanted was for my template to get used and for the people that need it to use it. But at the same time, I feel like I should at least show a little bit of gratefulness for everything, because I was really in my head last night about that, and I really hope that that clears everything up. And this all kind of relates to what I was saying earlier about mental health and trying not to burn out while still achieving your goals in the year of 2024, because that's all really what I want. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a mindset shift, at least for me personally, when it comes to working on this YouTube channel and honestly anything in my life that regards other people. So like, I'm trying to find a job right now and I'm trying not to take every single rejection personally, and I think that is part of what kind of contributes to my burnout. I just always get in my head about what other people think about, and I don't think that's a very good thing. Maybe some of you struggle with this, maybe you don't, but I think that part of not burning out by the end of the year is trying to identify the things that will burn you out, because it's not going to be the same for everyone. So that's one of the things that I need to work on throughout the year in order to, one, achieve my goals at the same time as not burning out. I think another thing that I personally need to work on is taking time off. I feel like as a person that's neurodivergent, literally every day is a busy day because things that I do are a lot more slow going than the average person. I feel like I focus a little bit too much on details sometimes, or I don't know, I'm just confused on how to do things. So it does take me a little bit longer to do stuff, and so my days are often filled with tasks that I need to do, and I feel like I can never catch up. And then obviously there's days where I don't do anything, but then I'm in my head about not doing anything, and I feel like that's not a good thing either. Before I was diagnosed, I think that I would always spend every single day trying to work as hard as I can, and then inevitably there would be like a burnout day where I just lay in bed all day or sit on the couch and scroll on my phone all day. And since I'm not making progress on anything, I just feel so bad about myself. So to be proactive on that, I really want to block out a day, just one day where I just don't do anything, or I just read all day. This is something that I've actually done in other areas of my life, like as a computer science major, whenever you're struggling with a bug, or even like if you're doing math problems. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but if you're doing a math problem or fixing a computer bug and you're kind of racking your brain on how to fix it, it's normally better to walk away from the problem and then come back to it later on than it is to just like sit there and continue to try and work on it. At least for me personally, and I've heard this from other people too, that walking away and then coming back to it is way better than just sitting there and getting more frustrated, and yeah, your mind is just like not where it needs to be in order to solve the problem. And I feel like we can apply that into achieving our goals, where it's not only important for us to do the tasks in order to achieve those goals, but also to walk away from it and come back to it more refreshed and more excited to achieve those goals. So yeah, I hope that helps. I don't know if this will be the right time to come out with this video, but at the same time, it's better to be proactive about these things than it is to address the issue as it happens, you know? got some new nail stuff. I got these nail stickers and some new nail polish. I have the biggest urge to do my nails today, but that takes all day. So I promised myself that I would do my nails if I either 1, did leak coat problems, or 2, folded the laundry, which I have been avoiding all week. So today we're finally gonna get to folding the laundry because yeah, that seems easier to me than doing a leak coat problem for some reason. But at the same time, I also wanted to chat with you, and hopefully you can still hear me even though I am a little bit far away. Hopefully this doesn't take too long because it literally takes all day for me to do my nails, and I want as much time as possible to do my nails. Yesterday we talked about taking time off for ourselves in order to refresh ourselves and be better for the next time that we work on our goals. And I didn't take into account like how busy people's lives can get. I know when I was in school, I barely had time to do any of that. Like I barely even had time to block out a day or an afternoon where I could just do nothing. And that was just me in school. I know there's people out there that are literally working a full-time job. They have hobbies like me where they do YouTube or something else, or they have families. I mean, we're in our 30s at this point. So a lot of people my age have families, and that's just something that I really can't imagine right now, especially with the amount of work that it takes me to even maintain my own life. So I feel like I should think of some more ways to prevent burnout and refresh myself other than to just take an entire day off, because for some of us it's not very feasible. And I don't personally think that stepping away from your goals and then coming back to them is the only way to achieve your goals or the only way to prevent burnout when achieving your goals. I also personally get excited when I focus on organizing how I'm going to achieve my goal. Like you all know, I really love my Notion templates. And sometimes when I get stuck on achieving a goal, like for example with my goal of learning Portuguese, my go-to is to organize an entire Notion template for this. I mean, I know it takes a lot of time to do that, but every time I do a Notion template, I feel like I get really excited to work on my goals. And since it gets me really excited to work on my goals, even if it's just for a little bit, I think that's really important. So for me, sometimes when I get stuck on working on my goals, like I haven't come back to a goal that I was working on for like a few months or a few weeks or so, I will sometimes just work on the Notion template, and then that will get me excited to check stuff off on Notion. I mean, it depends on how I set up my Notion template, but yeah, it just gets me excited. Another thing too that gets me excited to work on my goals is watching YouTube videos of other people working on their goals, which is part of the reason why I make vlogs at the same time as me like doing my monthly resets and doing my Notion setups and stuff. I personally like to watch these videos of other people achieving their goals, and yeah, there's kind of like a balance with that, because at the same time, if I watch too much, I get a little bit discouraged seeing other people work on their goals and achieving their goals while I'm kind of stuck here not really working on my goals. So that's another way that I get excited on achieving my goals. I had to sit down because I was not focusing on what I was saying at the same time as me folding the clothes. I was just kind of like, half of my brain was talking and then half of my brain was like doing something with the clothes, and I wasn't really focusing on both, and so it was kind of like a jumble. So we're sitting down now, but as you all know, my theme for 2024 was to manifest my dream life while building confidence, kindness, and acceptance of myself. And I feel like this whole video is just me trying to figure out how I can do that, because for me personally, building these things, kindness, confidence, and acceptance, will help me to prevent my burnout. That's just for me personally. It might be different for you, but now that I'm 30, I feel like I've learned enough about myself where I understand what can really help me to achieve my goals, and that is definitely being more accepting and kind to myself. Confidence is mostly there, like it's almost there, but yeah, definitely being kind and accepting of myself is something that I need to work on, and something that will really help me to achieve my goals without burning out. So what that will probably involve is me probably pivoting a lot. I know that I get really excited to do one thing but then realize that it was kind of a waste of time, which technically it never really is a waste of time, but I tend to think that about the things that I get really excited to do and then stop doing afterwards, like with the whole game development thing that I had. I was really excited to make video games and code and stuff, but I realized that the coding involved in video game development doesn't really help me with my fundamentals and the questions that they ask at coding interviews and collaboration and stuff. I mean, if I did work with somebody else on the video game, obviously that would help with collaboration, but yeah, that wasn't really helping me with anything. So I really had to be okay with pivoting onto something else and not being mad at myself for focusing on the wrong thing, you know? I feel like as a 30-year-old, which in the grand scheme of things is still a young person, I really want to focus on understanding myself better when it comes to achieving my goals. I think when it comes to achieving your goals, I think it's better to approach things with curiosity and the willingness to understand more. Approaching achieving your goals in a way that you want to understand yourself better is way more sustainable than just grinding on your goals and doing all of the things that other people told you to do. That's like not helpful at all. I feel like I did a really horrible job of explaining all of that, so I'm just gonna finish folding the laundry and then I'm gonna do my nails. I didn't end up doing an outro or a final check-in for this vlog, so the rest of this footage is a little bit of what Alex and I did over the weekend, which was actually totally unplanned. We wanted to go to South OC Cars and Coffee, which is normally about a 40-minute drive from where we live, but the traffic was so bad that we just turned around and went to the Cat Cafe to grab a coffee and try and figure out what to do instead. We decided to go to the San Diego Automotive Museum, which we've surprisingly never been to before, but Alex and I have always had a good time looking at and talking about cars even when we don't know anything about them. Ironically enough though, the day after I finished filming this vlog, I completely crashed, and it was 100% due to me worrying and stressing out about this video. I felt like it didn't really fit the vibe that I was going for because I had filmed it with the intention of making it a Barely 30 Diaries vlog. So I actually made the decision not to make this a Barely 30 Diaries vlog and make a completely new vlog that will hopefully fit the Barely 30 Diaries vibe better. This is kind of a lesson for myself in learning how to pivot and be flexible when it comes to working on my goals, because not everything is going to happen so smoothly. Every once in a while there will be a bump in the road or something that will try and derail me from my goals, and I have to be able to adapt to these kinds of situations. I kept trying to remind myself that not everything has to be perfect, and inevitably I will come out with videos that I'm not 100% happy with. And that also doesn't mean that the video itself is even that bad. I mean, I guess I never know until I actually post it. So there you have it, just a few days in my life where I also kind of talk about how I'm gonna try and prevent myself from burning out. Maybe this will resonate with you, maybe it won't, but I just hope that at the very least it inspired you to be a little bit kinder to yourself when it comes to working on your goals for 2024. And with that being said, I really hope that you enjoyed my video and seeing a little bit of what's going on in my life. Hopefully I can actually come out with an actual Barely 30 Diaries soon, so stay tuned for that and definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.